Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States.
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Fields, get the mic's on. Hello. Testing. Madam City Clerk?
I'm good.
Yeah, Madam City Clerk, I'd like to make a motion to have Eloy Morales Jr. being Mayor Pro Tem today.
Second.
Council members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye. Thank you. Madam Clerk, as to the quorum.
A quorum is present for City Council, Successor Agency, Housing and Finance Authority.
Thank you. Persons wishing to address the Inglewood City Council, Successor Agency, Housing Authority, Finance Authority on any item on today's agendas other than the public hearings may do so at this time.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Morales. Thank you, Council. I would just like to say in lieu of our mayor, congratulations on his victory and 4 more years. Thank you very much, and let's all do what we did in the last 8 years. Communicate and have a beautiful year.
My name is Willie Agee, and I live in the beautiful city of Inglewood, California, and proud of it. I just want to congratulate the mayor on his victory.
If we could just stick to items on the agenda right now for public comment, and we'll get to that at the end. Thank you so much. And I know the mayor should be meeting us shortly. Seeing no other comments, Madam Clerk, as to item 1, CSA 1 and H1.
Warrant register.
Move allow payment of the bills.
Madam Clerk.
City Council, Successor Agency and Housing Authority members Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Chairman Pro Tem Morales.
Aye. Hey, Madam Clerk, what is the next scheduled item?
The next scheduled matter is a public hearing to consider an appeal of the Planning Commission approval of special use permit number 2018-007 to allow a 12-bed community care residential health facility at 814 North Market Street.
Has notice of this hearing been given in the time, form, and manner as required by law? And do you have the affidavit on file?
Notice has been given and affidavit is on file.
Have any communications been received on this matter?
No communications have been received.
Fine, then we'll receive and file anything that comes in. Is there a staff report on this matter?
Yes, Ms. Mindy Wilcox, Planning Manager, will give the staff report.
Okay.
Good afternoon, Council. The site is located on Market Street between Plymouth and East Hyde Park. It's a 12,500 square foot R3 zone site. The applicant is proposing to construct a approximately 5,100 square foot community care facility that would house 12 beds within 6 bedrooms. So 12 patients that would be provided with 24-hour skilled nursing, inpatient care, and supervision for the patients, and all patients would be non-ambulatory. The site would also provide 11 parking spaces for the operation of the facility. The original hearing for this item was held on June 6, 2018. At that time, the Planning Commission directed the applicant to conduct outreach among the neighborhood. And then after conducting that outreach, they came back to the Planning Commission, and on September 5th, the project was approved. Their original proposal was for an 18-bed facility, and then as of the September 5th approval, the applicant reduced it to a 12-bed community care facility. So that concludes staff's presentation, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
We'll receive and file a staff report.
Mayor Pro Tem, can I just for the record, I'd just like to make notice that this is a continued public hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Do you want to give the date as to what originally was posted?
I don't have that date.
It's the 30th, but it's not necessary, correct, Ken? Okay, so we'll receive and file the staff report. Are there any persons present who wish to address the council on this matter? This is item PH1.
Hello, council, staff. I remember this proposal when it came to the committee about 6 weeks ago. And this facility basically, as I stated before, was a facility where patients come to die. There's no care for these patients. It's basically their last rites, and it's basically, that's what it comes down to. A facility like this, I don't think we really is necessary in the community. I don't mean to sound cold-blooded, but if you look at the records of this people and the place, it's basically their last rites. So those are my comments, and thank you.
Thank you.
Move 2 and 3. Oh.
1 second. Go ahead, Mr. Cole.
Thank you. Greetings, council members. I'm actually here on behalf of the applicant at the 814 North Market Street property. As was mentioned earlier, there was an initial hearing that was tabled to give us time to outreach with the community members. We hosted a town hall meeting with various residents in the area to discuss some of the issues and concerns they were having. A lot of them seemed to be unimaginable. For instance, they were concerned about this facility turning into a facility for retired drug users. This facility is licensed for certain type of patients. It's like having a license to fly a plane and having a license to drive a car. The facility does not have anything to do with patients that use any type of drugs. We had a successful meeting with the community members, and just to kind of have a meeting of the minds, we adjusted the size of the facility from 18 to 12 to try to establish a happy medium. We felt that was in the best interest of the community. We did some landscaping edits on the property just to make sure it was appealable to the community and the neighbors. And I just would like to ask for the council to affirm the recommendation of the Planning Commission. A lot of work went into this. Like I said, we redesigned. We also discussed having some lighting in the back. There was someone mentioned that maybe the back, the entryway needed some light, so that's something we would adjust as well, just on the strength of us wanting to be a good neighbor. So we've, thought we did our due diligence. We're just asking the councilman to support this proposal within the information as of today. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cole.
Comment.
Closed public comment. Public comment portion is closed. Councilman Padilla?
No, I just want to say that, I agree a lot of the issues that were initially brought up at the hearing were addressed and mitigated. It went from an 18-bed to a 12-bed. The folks that are there are going to be bedridden. Most, 80% from what I hear will be, being fed off of feeding tubes. We're not looking at traffic issues here. There's going to be 11 parking spaces on site, one of which is going to be for handicap. Folks are going to be, vetted before they're taken to this facility so that we're not dealing with folks with psychiatric issues. We're not dealing with folks with drug or alcohol concerns. There's going to be 6 staff, 2 shifts of 6 folks on each staff for 12-hour shifts. So, I just appreciate you guys taking the time to Mr. Cole to address some of the concerns that were brought to you and to mitigate these in a positive manner. So thank you for that. With that, unless there's any other comment, I move
I'd
on.
like to make a comment.
There's some
Okay,
comments.
please.
So, Councilman Dodson first.
Yes, I'm really going to piggyback on what he said. After 20 years on that planning commission, let me tell you, if they bring something to you, they've done it, they've vetted it very well. I like the idea of the acronym going to the neighborhood, because whatever we do, it's all for our neighbors here in Inglewood, and we want the best for them. And when you go out and do your due diligence and talk to the people who you're going to be involved with or in their neighborhood, to me, that lets me know that you are here to do the right thing. So with that,
Councilman Franklin, if you're done, Councilman Thomas.
So just a couple of comments. On October 23rd, 2018, the City Council continued this public hearing to be today. And also, I was glad to hear that the applicant was sensitive to the concerns raised by the residents by reducing the bed size count, as well as providing better landscaping and also removing the subterranean garage to have surface one. But also, I do want to emphasize, and I expressed the concern that the residents had to deal with, okay, we don't want any loitering or activity that may contribute to it being undesirable or unsafe or unhealthy for our community. But these individuals will be a 24-hour inpatient care and supervision by medical supervisors, as well as 24-hour skilled nurses. I also want to emphasize that the facility will serve who are mentally alert but physically disabled, who may be on ventilator dependent, have a diagnosis of terminal illness, a diagnosis of life-threatening illness, or both. This is critical that we provide some form of facility for those that are in need, such as these. And I support the councilman in District Number 3's recommendation.
Actually, it's Councilman Padilla's district, but
two.
And we've heard his comments. I'm just going to add a little bit and then allow Councilman Padilla to make whatever motion he wishes to make. Usually, when you see a facility like this being developed or a new use to the area, a lot of the issues stem from, our understanding of what's going to be built there. And one thing that came out that was very good about the community actually pointing out what they felt was going to go there was it started a conversation. It got all their questions answered, and it allowed our applicant, Mr. Cole, being the representative, to address a lot of them. We appreciate it when applicants go out of their way to address those issues. It goes a long way. And I know that Councilman Padilla has also been out there dealing with the issue personally. So those are my comments. Councilman Padilla, do you have a motion you would like to make?
Yeah, motion move 2 and 3.
second.
Madam Clerk?
Council members, Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Morales.
Aye. Thank you. Madam Clerk, let's call it out. Madam Clerk, what is the next scheduled matter?
The next scheduled matter is a public hearing to consider an appeal of the Planning Commission's approval of a mitigated negative declaration and approval of a special use permit number 2017-12 for preliminary plan assembly development to allow a 120-room hotel at 1111 South Prairie Avenue.
Has notice of this hearing been given in the time, form, and manner as required by law? And do you have the affidavit on file?
Notice has been given and affidavit is on file.
Have any communications been received on this matter?
Communications have been received and have been given to mayor and council and placed on the table for the public.
We will receive and file. Is there a staff report on this matter?
Cindy Wilcox, Planning Manager, will give the staff report.
Wilcox, welcome.
Thank you. The site is located on South Prairie at the intersection of 111th Street. The site is Zone C2A and is 29,931 square feet in size. The proposed hotel is approximately 105,000 square feet, with including 120 guest rooms and 87 standard parking spaces. The proposed amenities include 2,500 square feet of ground floor patio area for guests, a 5,800 square foot rooftop deck for guests, including a jacuzzi, lawn area, and seating. The lobby would include amenities such as pool table and games, work alcoves, a snack market, fitness room, and breakfast every morning. The project also proposes to provide shuttle service to the airport and nearby sports and entertainment event facilities in Inglewood. This project is a planned assembly development request, which means that the applicant has the opportunity to request deviations from code requirements in exchange for a project that is superior from what would ultimately result from a code compliant project. So in this case, the applicant is requesting several deviations. The first is street frontage request for 78-foot street frontage in lieu of the required 150 feet. A front setback request of 2 feet for the shade structure that's along Prairie in lieu of the 23 feet required. The side setback request of 6 feet for the shade structure and 18-foot-6 setback for the building itself in lieu of 23 feet. In terms of parking, as I mentioned, they're providing 87 standard spaces, and but 118 spaces are proposed to be provided through 24-hour valet service in lieu of the 112 spaces required by code. And then the last request is for room size. Our code has a 320 square foot room size requirement, and this project proposes that of the 120 rooms, 29 would have a room size of 280 square feet instead of the 320. The remainder would comply or exceed the 320 minimum size. So as part of the process, we conducted an environmental analysis of the project under the California Environmental Quality Act. The analysis looked at a number of different environmental topic areas, and the analysis itself was prepared by Terry Hayes and Associates. It included a traffic study done by Iteris, and the entire document was peer reviewed by a separate environmental firm, Placeworks. So as a result of the analysis, potentially significant impacts were identified but mitigated, and those areas where those mitigation measures are occurring are in biological, noise, public services, transportation, and traffic. The Planning Commission reviewed the proposed project, and they adopted the environmental document and approved the project on September 5th, 2018. Since then, an appeal letter was received on September 25th, 2018 from Unite Here Local 11. The three main points raised in the letter are first, that the project does not qualify for a PAD, or a planned assembly development. Second point was the project description does not include all proposed uses that would occur at the site. And the third point is the environmental study is inadequate. And so just to briefly respond to that letter, the project does not qualify for a PAD based on the size, and just would like to state that the project site does meet the size requirements for a PAD. The minimum size is 25,000 square feet. Second point, the project description does not include all proposed uses. This in particular has to do with the rooftop use. And as has been described in the staff report and the environmental document, the rooftop would be for use by hotel guests only, not outside guests that are not staying at the hotel. And then the third point regarding the environmental study, the rooftop has been analyzed as simply one of the hotel amenities to be used by hotel guests staying at the hotel overnight only. And the cumulative impacts were studied, and that's in regards to other surrounding development occurring in the city. We followed past practice whereby we look at what projects are going to be operational by the time the hotel opens, and all those projects and anticipated projects, even those under construction, as long as they're open by the time the hotel is open, those are analyzed in the analysis. Additional comments were submitted also by Crystal Inn and Jeffer Mangles, Butler, and Mitchell, which the clerk mentioned. And so that concludes staff's presentation. I'm available for any questions you may have.
We'll receive and file staff report. Are there any persons present who wish to address the council on this matter? Yeah, that's fine. Come on forward. I'm sorry.
Applicant speaking first or public comment?
Sure. Are you the applicant?
I'm applicant's representative. I just wanted to clarify for a point of order how we were going to proceed.
It doesn't matter, but I believe the applicant should have the opportunity to come on forward.
Okay, yeah, just sure.
Good afternoon. Thanks for letting me speak. And can you flip slides for me? Okay. Well, thanks for letting me speak to you guys. Before, I wanted to just talk a little bit about what the benefits are of this project for the city of Inglewood. And just to be clear, is this my time limit? Yes. Okay. All right. I'll just jump into it then. If you could just flip a couple slides in. This right here. So I just wanted to get straight to the point. I mean, there's a lot of amenities here which are great for guests, but how does it affect your city? The number one, the occupancy tax. You've all stayed at hotels. When you're checking out, the bill is always much higher than you expect. It's sales tax, and we layer on we're required a 14% occupancy tax, which goes straight to the city of Inglewood. So over 5 years.
Stop you for 1 second. You will get 3 minutes just like everyone
got it.
Else.
Got it. So that's about $3.6 million in revenue to the city over 5 years. The next is jobs. We will provide 45 new full-time equivalent jobs. It's actually about 60 jobs total. 30 of them are part-time and 30 are full-time, but we collapse them into 45 full-time equivalent. And we've committed to paying a livable wage to all of our employees. So we will tie that to the City of Los Angeles Hotel Workers Wage Ordinance, which on average is at least $2.50 higher than minimum wage. Additionally, we'll be focused on recruiting as many Inglewood residents as employees as possible. Our goal is minimum of 25%. We'd like to do a job fair at our facility and potentially in local churches to recruit residents of Inglewood. Now, of course, we're going to get Hawthorne and El Segundo residents, but we're in Inglewood, so we want to get as many as we can. Also, we're going to this will bring in about 2,000 guests per month into a part of Inglewood which has some opportunity for growth. The current businesses there will benefit from that. There's a pizza place, there's a Subway sandwich, there's a taqueria. We are a limited service hotel. We will be not providing lunch and dinner or late night food. So we want to put menus of all the local businesses in all 120 rooms. So they'll be ordering lunch, dinner, and late night, hopefully to be delivered directly to the room. And I think there's one more slide, if you don't mind. Lastly, it's going to beautify Inglewood, especially Prairie Avenue. There's some opportunities there. There'll be a lush garden on the fronts with a sculptured shade structure that we're going to be using a local artist to design, which will be approved by the Inglewood Arts Commission. And I think the last slide, if you don't mind skipping, is, and you highlighted this already, we'll have shuttle service. Keep in mind, by the way, the vast majority of our hotel guests are going to take a taxi or an Uber or a Lyft to get to our hotel, or we could pick them up in a shuttle. So I think there's some misconception about the impact on traffic and the need for parking, but still, we provided more than the required parking. We provided 118 spots.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, how are you? Good afternoon, council members. My name is Yelena Zeltzer. I'm here on behalf of Unite Here Local 11, Danielle Jones and Claudia Aguilera, the appellants on this project. Local 11 represents over 30,000 workers employed in hotels, restaurants, airports, sports arenas, and convention centers who join together to fight for improved living standards, working conditions, and healthy environments in our communities. More than 2,500 members of Local 11 live in Inglewood. Both Ms. Jones and Ms. Aguilera are Inglewood residents who live within a short distance of the project, who regularly drive down the stretch of Prairie Avenue, and who would be negatively affected by any traffic, parking, noise, or air quality impacts of this project. In hearing this appeal, You are being asked today to make a decision on discretionary land use entitlements for this project. This means that it is fully within your discretion to approve or deny the special use permit for planned assembly development, PAD, if the project does not meet statutory requirements. We believe that it does not for the following reasons. One, this project will generate significant amounts of 24-hour traffic in the adjacent residential neighborhood. The project's main vehicular entrance and exit are planned for 111th Street, not Prairie. It's a 2-lane, 25-foot wide residential street where families walk their children to school. The street may not be able to support the amount of traffic that will be generated, a requirement specifically outlined under the Municipal Code Section 12-95.3 and 12-39.2. The project also asks for a variance from parking requirements. The city code requires 112 spots, but the project will actually provide only 87 parking spaces that the applicant claims will support 118 valet spaces. This amount is just not enough for staff, hotel guests, and patrons coming to the hotel for other social uses. Granting this variance could negatively impact the surrounding community and violates the requirements for granting a special use permit that the proposed project have no adverse effects on neighboring properties with respect to parking availability. Lastly, in addition, at 6 stories, the project is grossly out of scale with the surrounding commercial and residential buildings. The rooftop spa and lounge will also act as a de facto 7th story. And the applicant provides no information about what the activities and what the hours of those activities will be on the roof. This lack of information is a great oversight by the applicant, since the noise from the rooftop is of great concern to the neighbors. For the above reasons, the project does not meet the required findings to obtain a special use permit and does not qualify for a PAD. Furthermore, the demolition of the previously existing structures on the project site, including several residential units, have already taken place.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
I'm Christine Miller with Unite Here, and I'm going to finish our statement. This is prior to your approval of the proposed project, and a review of Building Safety Division records revealed that no demolition permits had been issued for this demolition. Why would housing be allowed to be demolished in Inglewood without a permit from the city? Furthermore, it is a shame that in the midst of a severe housing crisis, housing units are being demolished to make way for a new hotel development. We're before you today appealing this project because we believe this is not the right project for the city of Inglewood, and it does not qualify for a PAD approval. The project will potentially contribute to parking problems, traffic, noise, and air quality issues while providing no meaningful benefits to the surrounding community. Taken cumulatively with the surrounding development of sports and entertainment venues, the project can potentially negatively affect the quality of life of Inglewood residents. We urge you to withhold the discretionary entitlements and refuse to certify the mitigated negative declaration for this project. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi. Hello. My name is Luis Preciado. I lived in Inglewood for over 10 years, and I am also a proud member of Unite Here Local 11, which I joined when we won the union at Northrop Grumman Cafe in Redondo Beach. I'm against this project because I think that this is not the right project for my community. I lived here for many years and am not against the development, but I want the development to benefit the residents of Inglewood and not contribute to the displacement of my community. Rents are going up at an incredible rate, and traffic along Prairie is getting worse. This development is essentially replacing much needed housing with a hotel, which is for people from out of town, and it would only make traffic and parking problems in the area worse. We feel like this development is not for us. It takes away much needed housing, and it could make 111th Street more dangerous for pedestrians and kids walking to school. And it fails to meaningfully guarantee the local people will be hired, and it's not what we need in our community. With this wave of development, you have the chance to have the right to set a high standard for out-of-town developers who want to build in Inglewood. we look to you to stand up and demand that every development serves the needs of our community. Please deny this project as proposed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, council member. My name is Jose Luis Acosta. I'm here as a member I here local 11. You know, this hotel project directly borders Lennox. We are the community that will have to deal with the noise and the traffic and the parking problem generated by the construction. And then after the hotel is built, we'll have to deal with those same issues from the people staying there. I work at the Union Hotel in Manhattan Beach, and my job provide me a good wages for and health benefits. I've been at my hotel for 30 years. I've been able to provide for my family because of the union. It has also allowed me to really grow up my job and develop professionally. I think that we need in our community is the kind of development that guarantee that local people are hired. That provide more housing opportunity and healthy and safety communities for our children. My opinion, this project just doesn't do any that, and will only be more noisy and more traffic for Lennox residents that already have to deal with a lot. I don't feel like Lennox as a community was really considered in the plan for project. I ask that you deny the project because having union is better than don't have the union, because the kind of hotel, no, they don't provide good wages and benefits.
Thank you.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es María Mazariegos.
So I'm Lila. I'm going to be translating for her. So, hello, good afternoon. My name is María Mazariegos.
Yo trabajo en una compañía que se llama Flying Food.
I work at a company called Flying Foods.
Y hace 3 años, desde hace 3 años soy líder de mis compañeros de trabajo luchando para ganar la unión en mi lugar de trabajo.
So as of 3 years ago, I am a leader fighting for my coworkers and my rights, and a leader in my union.
Desde que decidimos hacer un cambio en nuestro lugar de trabajo, ha mejorado nuestro lugar de trabajo.
Since we decided to better our working conditions when we got a union, it's been better so far.
Yo llego a vivir a la ciudad de Inglewood en 1989.
I came to live in Inglewood in 1989.
Viví exactamente en ese lugar que demolieron.
I lived exactly in the place where the demolishment happened that year.
Trabajé en ese lugar que demolieron.
I worked in the place that it was demolished.
Y me ha preocupado siempre la estadía de cada uno de nosotros dentro de nuestra área.
And since then, I've been really worried about the stability of myself and my community.
Lo que más me tiene preocupada en este momento es de que se habla de negocios, se habla de business, pero no estamos hablando de las escuelas que están alrededor.
What really concerns me at this moment is that we talk about business and we talk about money, but we're not talking about the schools and how our community is being affected.
Esos niños son el futuro de nuestra ciudad.
Those children over there are our future.
Yo les quiero hacer una invitación antes de que tomen esta decisión.
I want to ask of something before you move on with this project.
Vean a las 8 de la mañana todos los días el tráfico que hay para ir a dejar a nuestros niños a la escuela.
I want to invite you to go at 8 in the morning every single morning to look at the traffic that is caused by the school.
La vivienda en ese lugar ha sido muy escasa en este momento cuando queremos buscar dónde vivir.
Finding a place to live around this area in Inglewood has been very scarce and hard in the recent times.
Necesitamos que antes de que tomen esta decisión cada uno de ustedes en lo personal, como vecina y vigilando el futuro de nuestros niños, tomen una decisión segura para el vecindario.
I want you to look into your hearts and look into our community and to really look into yourself before you make this decision for this project, so that you may make a sound decision that positively affects our community.
Hasta el día de hoy hay gente de ese lugar que cuando fue demolido ese lugar no tienen una vivienda donde estar.
Since that demolishment happened so long ago, there's still people there that I know that still have no place to live.
Gracias, señora. Gracias. Step forward, Mr. Yeah.
My name is Willie A.G., and I live in the beautiful city of Inglewood, California. The eagle, ready to fly to the city of Inglewood, California, once again. 37 years Teamster retire, 53 years in the beautiful city of Inglewood, and I'm proud to stand here and endorse this item for the hotel. Progress, never bad if it's for the good of the people, the majority of the people. It's a wonderful thing for the beautiful city of Inglewood. We proved that last Tuesday. People elected the city's leader to remain in office. I support this project 100%. I know some people are going to be disappointed, but that's progress. I'd give up my house tomorrow if it was needed for progress to help the majority of the people. And I commend you people, and I hope you approve this project and many more for the beautiful city of Inglewood, California. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies, my name is Francis Taylor, and I just noticed that the developer presented some very compelling reasons why this project makes a lot of sense for the city of Inglewood. I also heard, and we probably will continue to hear, the very well-organized opposition to this project. In view of the very negative allegations that were made against Mayor Butts during the recent election, where there appears to be an assertion that there's not a balance between the business needs of the city and the community and its residents, regardless of the way that you gentlemen vote, I hope you'll provide us with a detailed explanation so we all know that you've taken both the interests of the community as well as the business interests of the city of Inglewood in mind. And with that, there should be no concern or no complaint from anyone that you gentlemen have not acted fairly, partially, and in the best interests of all of Inglewood and not just the business. Thanks.
Hello, my name is Vishal Patel, and my address is 11163 South Prairie Avenue. We have already sent you a letter regarding our objection to the proposed hotel, so therefore I will keep my comments short and brief. Just to begin, I wanted to note that according to when a new development is applied for, street widening is necessary. And according to the general plan that was passed in 1992, a dedication is required for street widening. I just wanted to know if the developer has plans for this dedication, and if so, could he show us where on the plans that was noted so we can all see it? Because as the community says, yes, there are a lot of schools in the area within a 1 mile radius of Prairie. And as one of the people came up earlier and said, at 8 a.m., it is a very difficult street to navigate. And I understand that this hotel will help the community, and we do understand that, but at the same time, there are a lot of residents in this community who've made it known that housing is more necessary. You know, a lady said that these kids are the future, which I believe is true. Someone once said that about me, and I'm glad that, you know, I had people believe in me who gave me a chance to be where we are today and allow me to speak in front of you. But I would like to say, if the children are the future, then, you know, PAD and we want to be creative, then I think we should try to find a way to build something there that helps the community. A hotel is great. It puts revenue in the city's pocket. It allows us to do bigger things, which is true. But at the same time, a hotel means that guests from out of town will be coming here to stay. That means people that are not part of the city of Inglewood or part of the community will get to use this great facility. But the people, the residents of the city of Inglewood who live here, what purpose or what use is there for them? You know, they'll say, oh, there's a great hotel in our city, but what purpose does it provide us? Like, what can we do to, what does it do for us? You know, there's a lot of other things the city can use, a community center for one, maybe even a gymnasium where kids can go, after school programs can be done. I feel all of those things are necessary and something to consider going forward for the future of the city. There's a new stadium coming, a gymnasium, maybe where kids can play and say down the street, oh, that's where the Rams and Chargers will play. One day, I can be on that field, right? Like, they are in my community. Why can't I be there to play as well? And at the end of the day, you say this will help the community, but there's already 18 hotels within the area of Inglewood. That's already close to 900 hotel rooms. It's already a saturated area. Bringing in another hotel, how does that really help it, right? Why can't we help the other hotels that are in the area to maybe find a way to better themselves so they can take advantage of the new people that will be coming to the city of Inglewood when the new stadium and the many new projects go up? Thank you for your time. I really appreciate you hearing me out.
Thank you.
Hello, Mayor Pro Tem, Council and staff. Ray Davis, 2nd District, permanent resident of the city of Inglewood since 1987. And again, it's an amazing experience for me. Pull my own chain. I warned everybody, I said, these are the things you're going to have to face. Always praying for you. But that being said, as a concerned citizen of Inglewood, and folks, I'm not a plant. This is who I am. This is what I've done for 20 years. I work for a company called Town Park Parking Management Company. I've been there 20 years. I've already left my information with the developer. 87 spots. I'm most ashamed to tell you how many cars you can get into a designated 87-spot parking lot. All you need is the right company, enough valets to do the job. So I hope that alleviates some of the concerns regarding parking for the community. And with my last minute and 40 seconds, it's where I don't live near the development, so I can't say how good or bad it would affect me either way based on my quality of life, the lifestyle I lead. But I support it because this didn't happen overnight, gentlemen. I've come to these meetings. I've seen you folks go through your evolution. And it's where years have passed. And more than one opportunity was available to see to it that none of you folks were up there. My old cliche, where was you at? So I support this development just based on the fact that opportunity was available for those who didn't want it to happen, to speak with their feet at the ballot box. And too bad he's not here to congratulate personally, but folks, with my last 30 seconds, City of Inglewood residents, almost $300 per vote was spent to try to get people out of office. Think about it. You think they won't spend 600, 1,000 next time? Understand what you have. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Priyank Ahir. I am a proud business owner in the city of Inglewood with my family. My family constructed the Crystalline Suites and Spas in 2003. In 2016, we attempted another hotel project right next door at 11143 South Prairie Avenue. At the time, we were informed by the planning department that the frontage of the project had to be 150 feet. Our project had 130 feet. The frontage for the proposed hotel, the hotel developer is proposing a frontage of 78 feet. Currently standing, the developer has not applied for any variance. If this project moves forward, will a variance be applied for? Why was the project approved by the Planning Commission with a 78-foot frontage?
Good afternoon. My name is Jelani Hendricks, representing Uplift Inglewood. And simply put, we are in the middle of a housing crisis. And in this crisis, we need to be talking about affordable housing instead of hotels. We have a lot of community residents that are a part of our coalition. One woman has been here for decades. Her rent just went up $900. So we're not against development, but we're definitely against displacement, and we feel that we need to be focused more on affordable housing versus hotels. And we ask you to not go forward with the special permit and stand with the residents of Inglewood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael Benbow, District 1. In choosing some financial information regarding real estate, location, location, location are the three factors that go into making that decision. Wherein the location, location, location applies to the developer rather than the people in the community. We have to take note that this is not a good location for the community, the people in the community, while it's an excellent location for the developer. Right next to a freeway, right down the street from major developments, and you can rest assured that this place will be full all the time, and if the income to the city is worth it, past the residents' dissatisfaction with the location according to the schools and the community and that sort of thing, is what you're really going to have to put the emphasis on making a decision like this. And this won't be the first one, and it won't be the last one, believe me. But this is still a community, and we have to keep in mind that every dollar is not a good dollar. So put that into the computer and come up with a good answer. Thank you very much.
Alfonso Parker Jr., Vietnam veteran, 66, 67, so a conscious objector. I don't normally speak during these issues here, but I'm out there from the top to the bottom. People know me, I know them from the top to the bottom. 24 hours a day, night and day. And these people have very valid, important issues. Young generation here today, that's our future. It won't be here for them if you keep going the way you're going. By the time they come to take the reins, being mentored through us for them, there won't be anything for them to do, not in Inglewood. I don't have to tell you, you're all living it. You heard all these people, how it's affecting the people. I knew years ago when Scientology all of a sudden plopped down, all covered up, you didn't know what it was, till they had it all finished and remodeled, and then down came the curtain. There was Scientology. I said, oh, excuse my expression, shit, something's happening. And it's been going full bore ever since. I don't have to tell you word for word. You're living it. If you live in Inglewood, you see it every time you look in any direction. Go down Market, go down these streets.
You can address the issues.
Go down the streets and see the vacancies already. Okay. Built-in, the fenced-in areas. These are people that had viable businesses.
Mr. Parker Jr.?
Hotels. This development is strictly corporate greed. It always has been, and it is as I speak. You people live here. Take your community back. It's more to it than corporate greed and money. It's your livelihood. It's your legacy. You built Inglewood. Don't let these greedy corporate suckers take it from you. You put too much in it. It's for generations you put in it. It's just not about the millennium who have no clue is what's happening to them now, and it won't have anything to figure out when they do get of age to take the reins. And I don't have to go any further. Look around your personal lives. You live here.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Eric Hawley, Chamber of Commerce. You know, people have to come to understand that the housing cost has nothing to do with Inglewood. Affordable housing, Inglewood has more per capita than anywhere else in the South Bay, and including LA. There are 15 cities, which I've said once before, 15 cities in the whole state of California that has that has low-income housing. Inglewood is cheaper than all of them except for one, which is Palm Springs, which is a senior town. It has nothing to do with housing in Inglewood. The stadium has nothing to do with it, the Clippers Arena, nothing. It has to do with California as a whole and the price point in California. The housing issue is California as a state. It's not Inglewood. Stop trying to direct this toward Inglewood as an individual city. You're putting out bad information. You're giving people the wrong idea. You're putting a negative connotation on the city. Inglewood is moving forward. Embrace it. If you don't want to embrace it, go to a different city. Because I guarantee you, if you go to LA, you're going to see worse. That's not knocking LA, it's just a larger area, but you're going to have more problems. Inglewood is moving forward. Work with us. If you don't want to work with the city, then move away and let the city keep moving forward. Inglewood is all about the residents. Don't ever think that this city is not for the residents. The residents are what's important, and the residents are what keep the city moving forward. The residents will benefit from all the things that are happening in this city. Trust me. Thank you.
Good afternoon, council and council members. I want to address the people about this issue. I'm hearing people talk about the future of these children. Well, if we get 50% of the 60 people jobs for their parents, they're going to be able to support their family. I hear about them talking about the traffic. Well, let's face it. We're talking about Prairie Avenue. I haven't seen the plans, but I'm sure there's a double driveway. And they're going to come in off that thing, not off 111th. They're going to come off Prairie. The other thing I want to talk about, I have faith in this city council, and I know that you guys do not just willy-dilly on this. You spend a lot of time researching the project. You got a great planning department. They're looking into this. I'm sure that you guys have looked at all aspects of this, and I'm for this project. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Council, staff. This project is a development for turnover. People will be using this, checking in overnight, traveling out, traveling in. The traffic problem in our city is something that we've known since this project was definitely in sight. We're working with Caltrans to widen our streets, to working with our on-ramps. We're working with our own local people to mitigate the traffic problem in the city. Now, what this hotel wants to do with their on-roof is their decision. It's their property. We cannot mitigate what we want on their rooftop, as long as they keep it within respectable city ordinances. That's all we ask. Let them do. We need the hotel for guests that want to come and be entertained. Like they said, this will benefit the city with its income, and like they said, progress is what it is, progress. We have been in the dark for so long, people. Y'all remember what the dark times were? Why can't y'all remember to embrace the good times that are coming? You want to go back? You're going back. Everyone have a beautiful week.
I want to take a breath for a moment. First of all, I've been living my name is Curtis Mitchell. I'm in District 2. I've been living in Inglewood for over 30 years. And first of all, let me start with our kids over here. I notice you guys keep pointing them out, but have you had a chance to talk to them? I did. I spoke to them earlier, and one of them told me she couldn't vote, but she went and told her mom, go out and vote for Mayor Butts because he's our future. So they already got their part together. We're talking about the city as a whole. Now, I'm not in a union, but I have a union here, which is my city council, mayor, and staff. And if they make a plan with the Hilton or the Hyatt, whichever one it was, I'm sorry, to come into our city, I think we're on the right track. I've been here during the Olympics, and someone mentioned about 13 hotels. We only have 6 hotels on LAX, and those hotels are for travelers, business people, and people that work in the airlines. So when we have all these events that will be happening in our city, the tourists and people that want to come and enjoy things, these are the type of hotels that we need. Someone mentioned about, will the kids benefit for this? Of course. Anyone buys soda, popcorn, beer, room, taxes, that all comes back to us. So I am for this. I've been in this city, and I hope we can get more hotels because I know what we are getting ready to have. We have the Olympics coming. We have football teams coming. We have a lot of entertainment. This city is not the old Inglewood, and there are people that are still trying to make it the old Inglewood. Think about it. Inglewood is only 4 miles around. If you stand in the middle of it, it's pretty much 2.5 miles each way. What do you guys want us to do? Buy more property from LA? We can't do that. So our city is based on business, okay? Get ready for it. And it's based on housing. Residents that are renting, I'm sorry, we don't have that much space. So we do have to work with what we have. And I think that the city is on the right track to continue to make this city a business industry for entertainment, food, fun, and we need housing for that. We cannot afford not to have more available hotels in this city. And with that, I'm going to turn my time over. Thank you.
Okay, with that, we'll, Wild Bill, yes, sir.
I'm Wild Bill Widener, and I've been a resident of the city of Inglewood since 1951, and I've seen a few changes. 50 years ago, we knew Hollywood Park was going to be leaving here. We knew it because the horse racing business was going down.
Well, actually, Bill, I'm not going to take from your time. It wasn't horse racing was going down. They allowed off-track betting so that you didn't have to come here to bet your horse.
Attendance, right.
So that's what happened. But horse racing is still going. But go ahead.
But the attendance is what I'm referring to.
You're absolutely right.
And so we got that property, and we knew that something was going to have to happen 50 years ago. So it's happening. And these hotels with the casino, with the football stadium and the basketball stadium and everything that's going to be here, that's going to bring lots and lots of people to Inglewood. They'll have someplace. What do you want them to do? Driving cars in from San Bernardino to come to every event here? It can't be done. This is just part of progress. And we've got all these hotels at the airport too. And they weren't all there when I was a kid, believe me, because I used to play out there in the swamps and stuff. So, that's part of progress, and there's probably going to be a lot more hotels try to open somewhere in the immediate area in the near future, too. And it's my opinion that it ought to continue to get this hotel going.
Thank you, Bill.
One more thing.
Okay.
Hi, honorable council members, Mayor Butts. My name is Daniel Friedman. I'm with the law office of Jeffrey Mangels, Butler Mitchell. I'm here on behalf of the applicant. And really, I think everything was covered really well by staff. Oh, by the way, given it's the day after Veterans Day, I want to thank our service members in the audience and here for their service to this country. And to this council for their service to their community. But with that said, one of the key issues I really wanted to address, I didn't want to take up all the time, but I wanted to say that there's this kind of commentary that this is a housing versus hotel issue. That's not the case. This property is zoned for airport commercial uses. This decision was made many years ago when the zoning code was adopted. It is not a competition between housing and hotel. This is a use exactly being contemplated by the city over many years, which is why it was zoned that way. I also want to note that it's walking distance to the future, or to the existing transit stop. You know, it's right by the hotel. It's walking distance to transit. It's exactly what you would look for in a place to put a hotel. With that said, there was also a lot of comments about it being 24-hour traffic and parking being an issue. I know you saw in my letter, I addressed this. Hotels and parking facilities all over the country are suffering from excess in inventory of parking because of multimodal transit and because of Lyft and Uber. I expect at the end of the day you'll find this will have more than enough parking. I think you'll see in your existing hotels that there is not a lack of parking that were built to this code standard. So we don't see that, and we don't see it being a traffic or a parking issue. We had expert traffic analysts look at this. They provided a report to the City Council and to the Planning Commission, who voted to support this project and move it forward. We hope that in your consideration today, you agree with the Planning Commission and approve this project. Thank you so much, council members.
Thank you. Okay, with that, we'll close public comment. If there's any council comments first, I'm going to defer to Councilman Franklin,
Yes,
who
Mayor.
caused this problem.
Well, actually, you're right. I did cause this problem. Considering a resident of more than 40 years, 2 blocks away from the project, was tired of looking at the eyesore at 111th Street and Prairie. And I'm looking straight at the owner, Mr. Kruger, because back in my days, that used to be a hot spot in that area where we used to go bowling. And there was a multi-story house right on the corner of 111th Street and Prairie, and it was prospering. Unfortunately, time has changed. Time has changed to the point that it became vacant. Squatters came in, caught the place on fire, had to demolish it, and now it's a site for homeless. And then you're asking, you do not want this change. My. 40 years. And I saw the traffic escalate due to the constant improvement, the development by this council and surrounding cities. I'm further aware that 2 blocks away in Inglewood is Worthington Elementary School. The other couple blocks away is Lenox Elementary School, but it's closer toward Hawthorne Boulevard. The traffic control simply needs to be singularization regarding the flow of traffic. And hopefully the Public Works Director is hearing us, because that traffic is getting congested as we speak. But the main reason, and I clearly want to thank the Union Local 11, Zalema Zeltzer, and her attorneys. And then I want to thank the attorneys, Daniel Freeman, although you may not be family of the Freemans that had the hospital down the street. But there was getting conflicting testimonies with reference to mitigated negative declarations and special use permits. And because this was a legal issue, I can't tell you how many times I've been down in the Economic Development Department, and time after time after time saying, I want to make sure that this has been vetted. And I've been reassured not only by staff, but ITRS, as well as PlaceWorks, that have reassessed this, and they weighed in on the current developments, the future developments, and the surrounding community, and it does meet the threshold of PAD. I also want to identify that I've had several town hall meetings, and this issue came up about what's going to happen to that eyesore at 111th Street and Prairie. I got standing ovation when Mr. Kruger and his team sent me the information to say, this is what's coming, Hilton by True. An opportunity where people said, at last, family members can come visiting Inglewood and have a hotel to stay in, not a motel, but a hotel with some amenities. That's what they said they wanted. They said no more motels. They were tired of this. The traffic study has been done. The negative declaration mitigation has been done. They've already talked about the technology has changed, that not everyone rides in their own personal cars anymore. They reach out to Uber and Lyft, which is a commonality nowadays. And then the other thing that I found most important was people said we can adapt to change as long as the city and the residents partner together, and that's exactly what they did. We're not here to talk about organizing. If you want to do that, you can do your card check. Once it's up and running in Local 11, I'm from Local 770, United Food and Commercial Workers. So I know what can be done. But the agenda here was that it was the traffic flow, the negative declarations, the pollution, which all has been vetted out for this project. I am the one that also said I did not want to impede the traffic flow going up and down Prairie with this hotel ingress and egress, and I said it needs to go on 111th Street. It's a residential area, but more importantly, the way that it's been designed, it'll handle the influx of traffic that is needed. And because there's a signal light at the corner, it can easily accommodate the residential flow of pedestrians going to and fro to the retail stores that's on Prairie, as well as going back and forth down the sidewalks to the apartment buildings that is right down the street in Lenox. Never heard anything from Mark Wrigley Thomas, who is the board of supervisors for that district, that there was an issue regarding this project. And I clearly wanted to say thank you, staff, and Mr. Kruger and your investment team wanting to come forward to saying that you're going to make a difference, because we're talking about local hiring. We're also talking about bringing in a quality hotel with a brand name called Hilton. And on that motion, Mayor, I just want to thank you for my time to be able to speak on this matter.
Yeah, I move items 2 and 3.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members: Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts. I started to say Mayor Pro Tem. I just got used to that.
Aye. Aye. And I want to tell you that I leave Eloy in charge, and the next thing you know, we got an hour-long council meeting. My goodness.
I thought you did it on purpose for this one.
Mayor Butts.
Aye.
Thank you.
Before we go to the consent, we're going to continue PH3 to the 27th, because there's a question as to whether it's been noticed properly. So PH3 is going to be held over until November 27th.
Thank you.
Now, before we go on to the consent calendar, I noticed we have these lovely children here. Ms. Lawson, is there anything special, or you guys just want to see what government looks like? This is what it looks like when Eloy Morales runs the meeting. I just want you to know that it's not usually this long.
Why don't you have them stand so we can applaud for them?
Right.
Have them stand.
You guys stand up. These are children of promise. Children here.
Our future.
Consent calendar items 2 through 10, but I just wanted well, first of all, let's do the consent calendar, items 2 through 10.
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Council members: Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin. Mayor Butts.
Aye. And just real quick.
I'm sorry.
I can't hear. You're not speaking in the
Councilman
microphone.
Franklin.
Here, yes. I vote.
Aye.
Aye. God.
All right. So anyway, you guys, real quick, on item number 5, we're purchasing some property to expand Saminsky Park for about $380,000. I just wanted to tell you that, these days we can do these kinds of things to improve the quality of life for our children, because we have the money in reserves to do that. So I just wanted to bring that to everybody's attention. SPH 1.
Staff report requesting that a public hearing be set to consider an ordinance amending the Inglewood Municipal Code to amend parking permit district number 12 by adding the following streets: Hillcrest Boulevard between Aviation Boulevard and South Hendry Avenue, Isis Avenue between Florence Avenue and Manchester Boulevard, Isis Avenue between 610 feet south of Manchester Boulevard and Hillcrest Boulevard, Hendry Avenue between Florence Avenue and Manchester Boulevard, Hendry Avenue between 600 feet south of Manchester Boulevard, and Spruce Avenue.
Set the public hearing for December 4th, 2018 at 2 p.m. 01.
Staff report recommending the introduction of an ordinance to amend the Inglewood Municipal Code by repealing and replacing Chapter 3, Article 4, regarding parking meter regulation and amending various IMC sections regulating motor vehicle and traffic.
Motion to waive further reading.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Councilmembers Dodson. Oh, I'm sorry. Councilmembers Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye.
I'll introduce
And
move adoption number 3, A and B.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Councilmembers Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. A1.
Thank you, Mayor. There's no other reports from the City Attorney's Office.
M1.
Here, I just want to congratulate you on your reelection.
Thank you.
It's been an honor to work with you over the last 8 years, and I look forward to working with you for many more.
For 8 more.
8 more.
All right. All right.
I don't know, Mayor. You
Many
might
more, many
that outlast us all here.
You see your first meeting back, he leaves the hard part to us, comes in all fancy, does his little thing.
CC1.
I just also want to congratulate you on your victory. And God bless you.
Thank you. CT1.
Thank you, Mayor. Just like to announce that the City Treasurer Academy program, we just completed our 4-week program, and we will be having the ceremony during the plaque presentation this coming Thursday at the Gladys Weddington Lecture Hall at 5 p.m. And just want to say a special thanks again to our City Clerk, Yvonne, who not only provided a tour, but also provided food for the kids. Thank you, Yvonne.
You're welcome.
And Councilman Padilla, who's also has always been very supportive. Thank you again
Very welcome.
for all of your support. You spoke to the kids also. Councilman Morales, thank you. Councilman and Mayor Butts, thank you also for your support and always a great presentation. And Councilman Dodson and Franklin for their support. And also I want to thank my city manager, Artie Fields, who provided sandwiches for the kids. Thank you very much, and for also a tour of your office. Also, special thanks to the police chief, Mark Fonterato, for also arranging a tour of the police station. And special thanks to Cinder, who actually made it happen by making sure that it actually did happen. And special thanks to Sergeant Baylock and Chicano and also Lizardo of the bomb unit. They brought their actually canine dog to the class and actually gave a demonstration regarding the bomb, the canine dog. They didn't bring the drug and the bomb because that one you could not pet, but the other one they was able to pet the dog, and the students really, really enjoyed that. And it was just an excellent tour by Sergeant Baylock. And also special thanks to Sabrina Barnes for arranging the pickup for the students. She's a director of the Parks and Recreation and Community Services. Special thanks to her. And make sure I don't leave anyone off, because I also continue to appreciate all of the staff support that I've had throughout the, throughout the 14 years that I've been conducting this particular program. Special thanks to all. That concludes my comments. And Mayor, I want to congratulate you on your victory. Well done.
Thank you.
That completes my remarks.
All right. CI1.
Initiative by Councilmember Dodson, District Number 1, recommending approval of the city's sponsorship for the 2018 annual District 1 Toy Drive celebration to be held on Wednesday, December 5th, 2018, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Inglewood Senior Center located at 111 North Locust Street.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Councilmembers Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. I think this should be CI2.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Initiative by.
Initiative by Councilmember Padilla. District Number 2, recommending approval of city sponsorship for the 2018 annual District 2 Toy Drive celebration to be held on Saturday, December 8th, 2018, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Community Center located at 1201 North La Tijera Boulevard.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Councilmembers Dodson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. I'm assuming the accessory agency has been called into session. CSA 2.
Approval of the minutes for the successor agency meeting held on October 16th, 2018.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Successor agency members, Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. Adjourn the successor agency. H2, Housing Authority is in session.
Approval of the minutes for the Housing Authority meeting held on October 16th, 2018.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Housing Authority members, Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. Adjourn the Housing Authority. Finance Authority is in session. F1.
Approval of the minutes for the Finance Authority meeting held on October 16, 2018.
Move approval.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Finance Authority members, Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Chairman Butts.
Aye. Adjourn the Finance Authority. Councilman Dotson nominates and I appoint Malik Diaz to the Youth Commission.
Move concurrence.
Second.
Madam Clerk.
Councilmembers Dotson.
Aye.
Padilla.
Aye.
Morales.
Aye.
Franklin.
Aye.
Mayor Butts.
Aye. Public comments. Any persons wish to address the council on any item connected with city business not elsewhere considered may do so at this time.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and Council. Mr. Mayor, I want to first off congratulate you on your re-election. Second off, I want to thank you, the City Council, the city staff, the City Police Department. Tonight, I graduate from the first time in a long time the Police Academy met, and we are graduating tonight. And I got so much. For the city of Inglewood, if you ever have a chance to go to the police academy, you're going to get an understanding of what these police officers have to go through, the training they get, the psychological training they get. You get to meet some of the officers, you get to meet SWAT, you meet Vice, almost everyone. The best thing is you get to meet the dogs.
Give me an extra minute today,
We
Mr.
got
Vaughn.
to see all the dogs, and they were great dogs. So thank you, and I want to appreciate it.
Okay, everybody gets an extra minute today.
Dang.
Well, Eloy, you already got us here past 3.
It's a long one.
Hello, City Council and Mayor. My name is Lee Denman. I'm a 43-year resident of the beautiful city of Inglewood, and I'm here to congratulate the mayor on his reelection. I also want to commend him on a job well done, because he has done a lot to bring back the city to where people want to live here, investors want to invest here, people want to visit here, and people want to play here. I think he's doing a fine job, and I just want to congratulate him and the City Council for a great job they're doing. And, by the way, I also graduate from the Police Academy tonight.
Michael Benbow, District 1. First of all, I want to congratulate the mayor. Fine race, fine race. Came up as we expected, and thank everybody for showing up and doing what they're supposed to do. Just like your council here, I want to congratulate them too, because they made the mayor look good, and the mayor's doing a good job. So one of the things I wanted to bring out was the competition from our people trying to get the mayor out. Mayor stood up, which is what you're supposed to do when you're doing the right thing. We came across very well. The message got from here out to the city as to what's going on in the city and how it was respected by the people who voted in this city. Congratulations.
Alfonso Parker Jr., Vietnam veteran, 1960. 7 conscious objector. This came out in today's paper. As you know, we had a rampage by a Marine a few days ago that killed a bunch of people. The article came out in today's Daily Breeze. They speak to the issue of what the VA has done and hasn't done. But if you read the article, they mention the Marines 12 times, Army once. We are the military of the Army, not the Marines. The Marines are a special unit of the President of the United States of America. We are the Army. We never got along with them, and it's understood. because they always holler for us when they get in trouble. Y'all think they saying who are? They saying who y'all coming. That's what they're really saying. But anyway, make a long story short, my time is short. Read this article today in the Daily Breeze. This will tell you what they think. We are the Army. You're going to deal with us. I was there 66, 67. There's a story the day before of a wife who kept all those letters. This is the closest thing that has come to what I've been telling you people all these years about Vietnam and what goes on. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Get these papers just the last 2 days. Repeal and replace no more Obamacare.
You're going to just read the paper?
Obama, I don't have to because I'm telling you the date's them just 2 days. Stay off that internet. You took a couple of more seconds. Stay off that internet. Stay off that internet getting your news. Pay for these newspapers because you're getting a lot of the information like a puzzle, but you're getting it. On the internet, you're getting what they want you to. It's called propaganda. Now, that being said, Maxine Waters violated her international and national security clearance. You don't mess with federal documents. If you're vetted, there's no such thing as I didn't know. When you're vetted, there's an area covered in there that covers that. It says you should have known. You do not mess with federal documents. It is treason, ladies and gentlemen. So this ethics issue is not ethics. It is treason. My number is 323-842-3363. Take back your. They laughed us out of international.
Mr. Parker, has anybody ever called you?
They laughed us out of.
Okay, Mr. Parker, you're done, sir.
No, you just took a couple seconds.
No, you're done, sir.
They laughed us
Sir,
out.
you're done.
They laughed the United States and its Constitution out of you.
Hello, Mayor. I'm glad you could make it, so I could first congratulate you on your election victory. I mentioned while you weren't here how your adversaries spent around $300 per vote. That's unbelievable, isn't it? But I also let the staff and citizens of Inglewood know next time it'll be 600. Next time it'll be 1,000. It won't just be you. I'll make it plain. Padilla, your vote is mine to lose. You have my vote. Somebody is going to come for you. Mr. Dotson, somebody's going to come for you. Eloy, somebody's going to come for you. Ralph, somebody's going to come for you. Well, Ms. Brown, if somebody comes for you, I'm going to jail. Because we fight. Same thing with you, Ms. Horton, but you've all been here long enough, but it's never been like this. It's never been on this level. And again, I'm in amazement as to how the city has responded. And barring a corny phrase from a science fiction saga of years ago, people have spoken. Now, go where no one's gone before. We are going to be able to pretty much write our own tickets. Politicians, it's real simple. Lead, follow, get out of the way. Tell our dear Congresswoman that hold off on repealing those tax cuts because not all rich people are white. We have a lot of minorities that are rich too, and they'll bring the money to the city. So with that, I'm praying for you guys, and congratulations. I live in Inglewood, California.
Inglewood, California.
Curtis Mitchell, District 2. Let me take my hat off to you, Mayor. And not just to you, Mayor, but to the city of Inglewood. Because we spoke. We said that we were not going to have someone from New York or someone from any other state come into our city in Inglewood and deprive us from any economic growth, any economic decisions. We, the residents of Inglewood, are going to make our decisions. And I applaud you, Mayor Butts, for standing strong in front of all of the mess, your staff that took all of the beating. I really have the compassion for you and what you're doing for this city. This is the reason I'm speaking. Madison Square Garden is a part of our city, and I hope now, if they're listening, that they get on board with us. We want them to be a part of us. We want any and every opportunity for this city to have an economic growth. They tried to stop us from making our decisions. And once again, Mayor Butts, thank you for standing strong for the residents of Inglewood. We spoke and we voted. Thank you, sir.
My name is Willie A.G., and I live in the beautiful city of Inglewood, California, and so proud. Mayor, I tell you, I could just grab you and hug you. What you guys did was just awesome. I'm so surprised the people that tried to buy you in this city, and you refused to sell it to them. So they went out and got a couple of Uncle Toms to front. You know, some of them threw the rock and then hid their hand, but we know who you are. This city has gone so far, and I don't think anybody, because, you know, you headed downhill. Everything that we need in this city, you got it in your hand. And I just can't say enough. I'm so proud of the staff, the councilmen, and everybody that's involved in this city. The beautiful city of Inglewood, California. I'm proud of you, Mr. Mayor. I work hard. I didn't get my 80%, but I got enough. And that's what really counts. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keep up the good work.
Eric Holly, Chamber of Commerce. You know, it's amazing what 1.2 million and a negative campaign cannot buy you. You know, a man should run on his own merit, and we just saw proof that trying to buy things does not necessarily work for you. So congratulations to you, Mayor and Council, because it's a benefit to the whole city. You know, we're looking at 8 more years to continue this ride through the Olympics, and I think we will make some hell of a strides here still for the future. So congratulations.
Thank you. Okay, with that, Mr. Bailey. Mr. Bailey.
Good afternoon, Mayor. Congratulations on your victory. The city of Inglewood will definitely benefit from your victory, because we will all have the same vision as you with us and us with you. I would just like to say, in honor of Veterans Day, which was yesterday, to all veterans that have made the ultimate sacrifice, and to those who are currently serving, for the disparaging comments they had about the military. All our military is a united military, because this is the United States of America. So we have to respect everybody who's in the military, because they volunteered when they could have been doing something else, but they'd rather serve the great flag. That is why we say the United States of America united. And, you know, we just want to pay tribute to all the military people and their families that made that sacrifice as well. Please, I would just like to say thank you, Mayor. For the next 12 years, you will be mayor. Yeah, 12. And thank your family for making the sacrifice as well, and all you councilmen that will be with him as well for the next 12 years. Thank you. And everybody have a beautiful week.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey. Okay, with that, we'll close public comment at council comments. Councilman Dotson, District 1.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I want to thank the first responders for fighting the fire and doing one heck of a job and sacrificing. So we need to keep them in our thoughts and prayers, as well as the people who are going through this. I would also like to thank the veterans for their services. We will never forget them. I understand that having a brother and a father went through service. I understand firsthand what it's all about. So I appreciate your service, and thank you so very much. I would like to congratulate my Park and Recreation Commissioner, Patricia Packman, for her appointment to the Los Angeles Civil Jury. And she has a one-term from June 2018 to June 2019. I think it's a wonderful thing. I nominate her, they did the investigation, and they chose her. So congratulations to Ms. Patricia Packman. And last, but in no way least, I have to and want to congratulate the mayor on his reelection. It goes to show you people are paying attention. You know, we would sometime come in here and listen to some of these people. You would think Inglewood's asleep. They're not asleep. They know what's going on. They are very aware of what's happening in Inglewood. So Inglewood has spoken. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Councilman Padilla, District 2.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, last week, our city, our voters gave us a mandate, and it was loud, strong. That was to keep this man to my left as our mayor here in the city of Inglewood. And so I want to congratulate the mayor on his reelection, but I also want to thank our residents, our voters, for coming out to vote and understanding the importance of keeping our leadership team together, because our city is doing so many dynamic things. It's amazing. And with the mayor at the helm, we're going to continue to move in a positive direction and continue to do all the wonderful things that we're doing to benefit the residents of Inglewood. Today we had a couple of hearings, and I want to thank everybody that came out to speak. And don't by any way think that we take these hearings lightly. You know, we know it takes some courage to do public speaking and to step up to the podium and to talk about your concerns. And we heard you loud and clear. But we also have to look at what we believe in our hearts of hearts is best for the future of our city. And so we do our homework. We read the staff report. I want to thank our planning department for their staff report. I want to thank our planning commissioners for their report that I read. You know, this was a, you know, when I'm talking about the hotel, it was a, you know, there was a lot going on. But at the end of the day, we got to vote for what's best for the residents and the community here in Inglewood. Our future growth, our development, we take all that into consideration, as well as, you know, the community members. So it's not a vote that we just take lightly. With that, I also want to thank, this weekend we did Inglewood Open Studios. I want to thank Renee Fox, and then also the Girl Scouts came out to participate in Open Studios. All the artists came out. It was amazing to see all the artwork that our local artists were a part of. There's some pictures of the Girl Scouts out there at the community center. I really want to thank them. We're going to be doing the grand opening of their center, which is right here on La Brea, coming up in the next few weeks. I also want to thank one of the residents that's in Elo Morales' district. He's a police officer in Santa Monica, Paul Polito. He did a fundraiser barbecue for an employee at the Santa Monica Police Department to raise funds because she's suffering of cancer. It was great to see the community come out. Elo and his staff did an amazing job, so thank you, Elo, for putting this thing together, for helping us get it going. It was just so nice to see everybody come out and show their support. We also did the prescription drug, you know, where you dispose of prescription drugs, and I got to tell you, I went around and picked up stuff and dumped them all in a bag there from neighbors, friends, family, and, you know, we really did a great job of collecting these prescription drugs, and I want to thank Inglewood Police Department and the Asian American Drug awareness folks for coming out and helping us put this event together. And lastly, this past weekend at St. Jerome's Church, I was a part of the Knights of Columbus, and we helped with their craft fair. We did some cooking over the weekend, and it was a huge success. So I want to thank everybody, Inglewood residents that came out to support our craft fair at St. Jerome's Church. So with that, thank you so much. Again, Mayor, congratulations. Congratulations.
Councilman Franklin, District 4.
So I'm going to piggyback with my colleagues and to simply identify that, thank the citizens that listened to some of the pieces that went out or read some of the pieces that went out. Get off your butt and vote. And they did make the wise decision to exercise their rights and identify that there was progress, not digress, going on in the city. And on that note, congratulations, Mayor-elect, again for another 4-year term. I think it's very critical to realize that you have a chance to make a difference in life, and you seize that opportunity. And the citizens of Inglewood said, we will not be bamboozled, we will not be fooled. We know exactly where we're going overall, and we respect the leadership of the city of Inglewood, including the staff. And to show that resounding support, they came out and voted. And enough said, because the tally clearly said it was a landslide. I want to also reach out to the U.S. Vets of Inglewood. They did a 2018 Veterans Day brunch, on which the mayor and myself was there with Congressman Maxine Waters to recognize the veterans that sacrificed and gave their lives to go before the front line to say freedom is a price. And they were willing to go there and hold that price, and was able to celebrate them, as well as some that have gone before us, including my father, and I still have 3 brothers that served in the armed services as well as vets. I also want to thank for the District 4 and District 3 residents with the Alliance Group that embraced the Inglewood Police Department with a token of appreciation dinner in the briefing room in the police department, which truly resembles that they value knowing that they are safe and that the law enforcement looks out for the best interests of the community. I also reach out to Jan Vogel for the South Bay Workforce Investment Board on their 23rd annual awards ceremony, where it was heartfelt to realize that we witnessed individuals that was re-entering from leaving prison to then finding lucrative jobs with the help of South Bay Workforce Investment Board polishing their skills to be very competitive, getting jobs over $25 an hour. It's outstanding. And then finally, like my colleague said in District 1, it's a heartfelt grit to go out and recognize that there's a number of families that are suffering dearly that is out there in the Newberry Park, Thousand Oaks area. And then the sad part about it, they lose all of their precious belongings, and then you have looters still going there trying to salvage their jewelry and other things that is left. It's just criminal. There was only one family that I know that was in the area. I was greatly concerned for that family, and so I reached out to that person, and that is our previous city manager, Mark Weinberg. Mark and I was talking. He sent me pictures of how close it was for his home that was going to be consumed by fire. Him and his wife had to vacate their home, and they were believing in prayer, and they were able to return back on Sunday to go back to their home, and it was unaffected. They were the fortunate ones. Many others, as we still speak, are still in harm's way of nature. And so what caused the fire, don't know, but if it was not natural, I will say that let justice prevail for those that cause so much harm to the others. And on that note, have a blessed day.
Thank you, Councilman Morales.
Thank you.
Wait a minute. District 3, the Dean of the Council, and the man that has the record for the longest council meeting in 8 years, Councilman Morales. Thank you.
You're welcome. First, let me address the fires. Thank you, Ralph, for mentioning Mark. I'm glad to hear that he's okay. My brother, who lives out in Thousand Oaks, was also forced to vacate, and I saw similar pictures. And what's amazing is that, we get to see it from far, but when they vacate and they're there, and he sent me some video about him helping a friend vacate some of the stuff and sticking it in his car. I mean, it's amazing, just the intensity and the fear that they feel while they're loading the car and running out of there. So our thoughts and prayers are with them. The U.S. vets, every year we get to honor our U.S. vets, and we honored them this day yesterday. We can't do enough for them, and the truth is that what we do is so small, but we are very proud that here in Inglewood we have housing. We celebrate them every year, and we hope to grow that housing soon. So, thank you to all U.S. vets. Now, congratulations to my buddy here, Mayor James Butts, who had an election last week, and I mean, I can't tell you, I've never seen an election like that. I've been here 16 years. I've seen a lot of mayor elections that weren't pretty. I've seen council races that weren't pretty. I know Ralph can vouch for that. We had a similar costly election when Walmart came in and spent about $400 and something per vote and lost also. And what it shows is that, folks will do anything to come in and take control of what you allow them to do. Throughout the last 6 months, Mayor Butts has gone through quite a bit. When you're constantly getting beaten up and you're constantly being thrown into the fire, and not only that, by the way, during that time frame, why don't you go ahead and run an election? And during that time frame, why don't you run a city and stay at the level and work at the level that's expected of you, do your speeches, go and do presentations, and while all this is going on around you, we need you to perform at the highest level. And that's amazing. That's a big deal. And the truth is, the city, when the city speaks, the residents, they get it right. They get it right. And I'll tell you that, bad money tried to come in and divide us. They tried to divide us as a city and as a community, and they failed. They failed because we're a strong community. They failed because our residents are way smarter than they think they are. And they failed because we are on the path to greatness and nobody's going to stop us. So, Mayor, with that, congratulations.
Thank you. I have a couple things to say. First of all, when we close, we're going to close in the memory of the victims from the Thousand Oaks night spot shooting. I want to first, though, just give all of our gratitude to our veterans. Veterans Day was yesterday, and we have fortunate enough to have U.S. Vets that houses so many veterans that didn't have housing before, and it's just a wonderful event, and we're just grateful for them. The 200 homes are burned in Malibu area, 200 homes, and I know a couple. This is the second time their house is burned down in 18 months. In 18 months, and you just think about it. It's not just your home. You lose all your photographs, all your family memories. You get totally uprooted. You may get your house rebuilt, but they live on edge out there all the time. And so, our hearts go out to them. Our city, I'm humbled and grateful for the support, not just from the residents, but from the council, even the staff here that, gave me their wishes all during the contest, although they couldn't participate. And I don't have to be mayor. It's not like that. It should be whoever the people want to be mayor. But I'll tell you, what shouldn't happen is that someone shouldn't feel that they can buy the city now that it's worth something to people. To put this in perspective, Madison Square Garden and people affiliated with the entertainment industry spent $750 on behalf of Madison Square Garden and another $300,000 from people that don't live here to support a candidate. And I'm going to tell you the reason I was late, because I was at a proceeding where someone at the pinnacle of Madison Square Garden said that they spent that kind of money on him because they felt that he would enforce things the way they wanted them enforced for their company. That's out of his mouth. When he was asked, did he realize that, he said he met him 6 months ago. When he was asked, did he realize that he didn't live here then, he had no idea. Okay, so understand this. This has been what's been going on this last 6 months, and I don't believe in conspiracy theories, but this has been a concerted effort by not only that company, but the news media as well, local papers. If you'll notice something, it wasn't until the last article in the LA Times that they ever mentioned that I took a city that was in disrepair and brought it to where we are now. All you saw were articles about me legally buying a house for the appraised value by my lender from someone, the mother of someone who has done business with the city, as though you can't buy a house from anybody that you want to. I guess next they'll tell you can't buy a car. I can't buy a car from Yvonne Horton. I don't know. You guys, I have to tell you that it's just been a ridiculous disinformation campaign and ruthless. And what I'm so proud of is, you know, I'm grateful to be able to be with these guys and with you to finish what we started. But what I'm grateful is the message that you sent to somebody, to those somebodies, that the city of Inglewood cannot be bought, that we're not stupid enough that if you send us a glossy piece of paper and say, this is what you've experienced for the 8 years, you don't understand. You know, and it got more and more desperate, you know. When I realized they were doing radio spots on KGLH, I said, well, I guess I got to do radio spots too. But you know who came and volunteered to speak for me? Shaquille O'Neal, Snoop Dogg, Antonio Villaraigosa, Morgan Freeman, Reggie Theus, even Eloy Morales did a radio call with me. That's the biggest one yet. Because they saw what was going on. And this is the way it's going to be. Over the next 7 years, counting the stadium, there's going to be about $10 billion in construction here. This economy in Inglewood is going to be the center of Los Angeles County. It's going to displace downtown Los Angeles as the center of the county. If you think that people are going to just allow us to control it without a fight, you're hugely mistaken. We surprised everybody. We shocked them like a little engine that could. They said, what? And remember, first they said that nobody will come to the Forum again. And then they said the NFL will never come to Inglewood. And then the next thing you know, we got the Olympics, the Clippers, the Super Bowl. So what I'm saying is, you guys understand, what this community did, they made a statement, is that we're not stupid. And now that we're worth something, it's not time for you to decide how we're run. We're not a colony of England. You're not going to install a provost marshal. What you said is we're going to pick the people that we want. And I'm honored for the support of all the people. See, usually in my careers, and I've had many careers for 3 different cities, people always picked me because of what I've done in the place that I was before. It's only when you're running for office that you get a whole bunch of people to get to weigh in on the hiring decision. You see, this is the hardest thing I've ever done, these darned elections. Hate them. But to me, when the day after the election, it reminds me of what I guess the rapture would feel like if I ever experienced the rapture. Everybody's quiet the next day. Everybody's trying to soak in what happened. And I'm just grateful. Grateful for your support, not to have a job, because I don't really need a job. I could work for more money. I'm grateful for the community support that I've received. I'm grateful for what all these guys did to work to keep our message out. And I'm most grateful for the staff here in the city these people that work for you, they are the best that I've ever worked with. So with that, we're going to close in the memory of the 14 victims from the Thousand Oaks shooting, and we're adjourned.